Hello everyone and welcome to our tutorial today with the Putnam County District Library. I'm Addie and I'm going to be talking to you today about some website and browsing security. When I first planned to do this tutorial, I was going to keep it a lot more broad, but as I started researching, I realized that there were a lot of little micro topics that fall under that umbrella. So today I chose to talk about passwords. So every time somebody comes into the library to meet with me, I talk to them about their passwords, and it's not a fun subject. Nobody looks forward to it. So I thought I'd make a very basic list. There's a lot more info out there for consumers to learn. There are other security methods as well, other tactics in terms of creating a secure password. This is a basic list of 10 items. I thought that was a good place to start. Just as a disclaimer, this is not a guarantee that even if you do these things, your password could still be hacked. This is the unfortunate truth of the world we live in today. It is the inherent risk in using the internet and websites in our modern world. Just know that. I could be hacked, you could be hacked. It's just always going to be a risk. At the end of the video, I will include a slide of the different resources that I've used to make this 10-item list. If you want to look into the resources, they're all great. I actually learned something. I learned a lot just making this. Some things I already knew, some things I didn't. So I will include the resources that I learned this new information from. So today's topic is password security. Let's get started. So number one, do not reuse the same password in multiple places. This is one of the big ones. Okay, why? If your data is breached in one place, say on one website, the hackers can use it to log into your other accounts. So if you use the same password to check your banking stuff as you do your email, that is a big no-no. Okay, at least separate those two, but you should have multiple passwords. So don't reuse the same password. Number one. Okay, number two, don't use the word password in your password. I know it seems like an easy one. Hey, I don't know what to write. I'll just use the word password. This is super common. People do it all the time. Don't use the word password in your password. Okay, that makes it easy for hackers. Okay, number three. Use something that is unique to you, specific and unique to you, that only you will know or remember. Okay? Pick a unique password. Number four, a password generator. If you use Google Chrome, or some other internet browsers may offer it as well, Chrome will offer to automatically generate a random password for you. If you use only one device, this may be preferable. However, it can become a little complicated if you are going to use two smart devices, say a laptop and a smartphone, to check your email, because you're going to need to put that same randomly generated password into, say, your smartphone to check your email, which very often these automatic generated passwords are very long and random scrambles of letters and numbers, but that makes them more secure. So if you are able to use that same password and put it into your smartphone, say, to check your email, then you're good to go. It will make a very strong password for you. Number five, you want to use between 8 and 16 characters. The longer, the better. 8 is usually the minimum required by many websites. You must have at least 8 characters. But many websites I looked at recommended like 12 to 16 characters. The longer, the better. Okay. Let's try that way you can see. Okay. Number 6, use a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Let me say that one again. Use a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, also numbers, also symbols. Okay? the more complicated your password is, the harder it is to hack. Number 7, don't use personal information. Don't keep it personal. Don't use your name. Don't use your spouse's name. Don't use your street name or your number, anything that somebody could find elsewhere on the internet. If you have never Googled yourself, try it. There's more information out there than you would expect. So don't use any of that information in a password. It makes it easy for hackers. Don't keep it personal. Okay. Number 8, use phrases, not individual words. Phrases are greater than words. Okay, and I'm going to show you an example here in a second. So make a phrase instead of just one single word. Okay, finally, an example. I'm giving you some examples, one of a weak password, one of a stronger one, and one of the strongest. Okay, you can make up your own passwords. This is just an example. So here I have the weak password is brother 1928. So perhaps, a lot of people want to use their birth year, which is something that you can find on the internet. So if you're going to do that, make it more complicated. Okay, so brother 1928. You have a little bit of security stuff here with a capital letter and some numbers. So that's better than having all lowercase letters or something like that. However, let's look at the stronger password. So my brother is tall is the phrase. My brother is tall. Have capitals, have lowercase. I've also inserted those numbers within the words. So my 1 brother 9 is 2 tall 8. Okay, you're making it a little bit more tricky. Now let's look at this strongest password, which actually turned into pretty much a complete jumble. But that's going to make it hard to hack into. So I have, instead of the numbers, I did the symbols. So if you hit shift and then the number, this is the symbol that is associated with this number on your keyboard. So my capital, lowercase, exclamation point instead of a 1, brother 0 instead of an O, TH 3 instead of an E, lowercase r, there's my 9, there's the exclamation point instead of I, Z instead of S, lowercase t, at symbol instead of A, capital L's, and then there's that 8 from 1928. So I really just looked at this one and shifted some things, did some different things to make it more complicated. So you can have a nice long look at that. My brother is tall, but that's going to be a toughie to hack. And I know you have to memorize it. And that's hard, especially if you have a different one for each website. But treat it like a brain game. Know that it's good for your brain. Know that it's good for your memory to do stuff like this, right? Try to make it fun. We all have to go through it. Number 10, take advantage of two-factor authentication whenever possible. What is two-factor authentication? Well, in the websites like Facebook, your email usually, if you have an Apple ID because you have an Apple device, it will ask you when you try to log in, it will ask you to type in your password, and then it wants to send you usually a text message, or it'll give you a call, and it wants to give you a code. Whenever you have to do that code thing where they ask for a code and you have to get it somewhere else and then input it before you can log in, that's two-factor authentication. I know it's a pain. I know it slows you down when you're trying to get something done real quick, but it's for your benefit. It is a security feature, and ask anybody who's had their identity stolen what a pain that is. It's devastating for people to have their identity stolen. It's a lot of work, and it makes people very nervous to do anything afterwards. So just trust me on this. Take advantage of things like the two-factor authentication and making a really complicated password, and you're going to do yourself a favor in the long run. Okay, that is my video about password security. So hope you guys find some useful information, and thank you for watching. Okay, bye.